Ever wonder why an apple falls to the ground or how a tiny seed transforms into a giant tree? The greatest scientists asked these simple questions too. Their curiosity led to experiments that forever changed how we understand our world. I'm going to walk you through 10 remarkable science experiments that not only fascinated generations but also reshaped human knowledge. These aren't just lab stories. They're adventures of discovery that continue to impact our lives today. 1. Galileo's Leaning Tower of Pisa experiment in 1589. Picture this. A young professor drops 2 balls of different weights from the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa. The crowd gasps as both objects hit the ground at exactly the same time. Galileo Galilei challenged Aristotle's 2,000-year-old belief that heavier objects fall faster than lighter ones. By showing that objects of different masses fall at the same rate, ignoring air resistance, he laid groundwork for Newton's laws of motion. You can try this at home. Drop a book and a piece of paper side by side. The paper lags behind. Now crumple the paper into a ball and try again. They'll land much closer together because you've reduced their resistance. 2. Newton's prism experiment in 1665. During a plague quarantine, 23-year-old Isaac Newton performed a simple yet profound experiment in his bedroom. He passed sunlight through a glass prism, revealing a beautiful rainbow spectrum. This showed that white light isn't a single entity but composed of all colors. When Newton passed this spectrum through a second prism, it recombined into white light again, proving his theory. I procured me a triangular glass prism to try the celebrated phenomena of colors, Newton wrote. This deceptively simple test revolutionized our understanding of light and color. 3. Benjamin Franklin's kite experiment in 1752. A man flies a kite during a thunderstorm. Crazy? Maybe. Groundbreaking? Absolutely. Franklin attached a metal key to his kite's string during a storm. When lightning struck, electricity traveled down the wet string to the key, creating a spark. This dangerous experiment, don't try this, proved lightning was electrical in nature. Franklin's work led to the invention of the lightning rod, which has saved countless buildings and lives over the past 270+ years. 4. Louis Pasteur's germ experiment in 1859. People once believed that life spontaneously generated from non-living matter. Pasteur disagreed. He filled flasks with broth, bent some of their necks into S-shapes, and boiled the contents. The curved flasks remained clear of microbes while straight-necked ones grew cloudy with bacteria. The S-shape allowed air in but trapped dust particles containing microorganisms. Pasteur famously declared, "Life comes only from life." This experiment disproved spontaneous generation and established germ theory, revolutionizing medicine and saving millions of lives through improved sanitation. 5. Michelson-Morley experiment in 1887. Albert Michelson and Edward Morley set out to detect the ether, a substance scientists thought permeated space and carried light waves. Using an interferometer that split light beams and sent them in different directions, they expected to measure how Earth's movement through the ether affected light speed. Surprisingly, they found no difference in light speed regardless of direction. This failed experiment actually succeeded brilliantly by showing that light speed is constant in all frames of reference, a finding that later helped Einstein develop his theory of relativity. 6. Pavlov's dog experiment in the 1890s. Russian physiologist Ivan Pavlov noticed something odd while studying dog digestion. His dogs began salivating not just when they saw food, but when they saw the lab assistant who fed them. Pavlov began ringing a bell before feeding the dogs. Eventually, the dogs salivated at the bell sound alone, even without food present. This discovery of classical conditioning showed how we form automatic associations, laying a foundation for behavioral psychology and helping us understand how habits form. 7. Millikan's oil drop experiment in 1909. Robert Millikan wanted to measure the charge of a single electron. No small task. He sprayed tiny oil droplets between 2 electrically charged plates. By precisely controlling the electric field and watching how droplets moved, Millikan found that electric charges always came in discrete units, the charge of an electron. This experiment proved electrons exist and established their exact charge, advancing atomic theory and paving the way for electronics development. 8. Rutherford's gold foil experiment in 1911. Ernest Rutherford shot alpha particles at ultra-thin gold foil, expecting them to pass straight through what scientists thought was a plum pudding model of evenly distributed matter. To his shock, some particles bounced back. It was as though you fired a 15-inch shell at a piece of tissue paper and it came back and hit you, Rutherford remarked. This led to his planetary model of the atom, with a dense nucleus at the center and electrons orbiting around it, fundamentally changing our understanding of atomic structure. 9. Miller-Urey experiment in 1952. How did life begin? Stanley Miller and Harold Urey tackled this question by recreating Earth's early atmosphere in a glass apparatus. They filled it with water, methane, ammonia, and hydrogen, then applied electrical sparks to simulate lightning. After a week, the water turned yellow-brown and contained amino acids, the building blocks of proteins. While we still don't know exactly how life began, this experiment showed how complex organic molecules could form from simple chemicals, offering clues to life's origins. 10. Double-slit experiment. This mind-bending experiment reveals the strange nature of quantum physics. When scientists shoot particles, like electrons, through two parallel slits onto a detector screen, they don't just see two bands. Instead, they observe an interference pattern like you'd expect with waves. Even stranger, this happens even when firing particles one at a time. This experiment demonstrates wave-particle duality, that matter can behave as both particles and waves, and remains one of the most thought-provoking demonstrations of quantum weirdness. All these experiments remind us that science is about questioning what we think we know. Many began with simple curiosity and basic equipment, but led to profound discoveries. The next world-changing experiment might start with a question you're curious about today. What will you wonder about next?